Hey, it's me, everyone. As I originally intended like 10 weeks ago, I'm finally covering Kagurabachi on the channel that I rebranded for Kagurabachi specifically. Now, why didn't I start talking about it until now? Well, I was lazy. I run 5 YouTube channels, so I had to take things at a slower pace than usual. But after the huge success of my Don videos, I felt it was finally time to add Kagurabachi into the mix, as, well, that's what I rebranded this channel for initially. So with this chapter of Kagurabachi, it was rather interesting and adds so many layers to Samura's character. We find out that he has a daughter who is totally not Genki, by the way, and totally not gonna get shot by Toji, and is totally another example of Takeru clearly not realizing he is the go-to drawing cute anime girls. Seriously. Besides that, this arc of Kagurabachi is heating up, so let's go ahead and jump in, shall we? My first challenge is to get this video to 200 likes and 5 subscribers. Doing this will let me know that you want to see me cover the series weekly on the channel. If not, then I've heard the message loud and clear and we'll just cover Don only. Alright, real talk. The first thing we see in this chapter is Chihiro getting treated like a king. I mean, he is being fed and taken care of by all the Masumi, and I got a level. Should have been me, y'all. This would be so cool to walk around and be catered to by awesome ninjas, and I love Chihiro's face too. Even when he's being taken care of like this, he's still got that edgy, I'm on a path of revenge look. I mean, dude is seriously committed to being as edgy as possible. Also, another neat little note is that Chihiro, at least for now, is keeping his extra scars. This made me wonder if we'll see him get even more cut up along the way, or if this is just something of an extra detail for now. But here, Chihiro is told that he is the new master of the Masumi, which of course is the group of ninja we see here. They're, well, very overprotective, which Chihiro does not like, which is also kind of funny in a way, since Samura also rejected their help too, though that was for a different reason, of course. But still, even with Chihiro, they're constantly being told to cool it. After all, he may be hurt, but he can feed himself. But hey, that's what fresh hatred does to a man, and imbues him with the special healing properties such as hatred. So the conversation continues on with the status of Uruha. He is dead, or is he alive? They don't know, but they need to know. And they don't know because they likely have never had a person with a contract for 18 years show up dead. So they decide to not get their hopes up and take stock of the situation. The Kamunabi, Hishaku, and Samura, they are all in a deadlock of sorts, but what they do know is this, the Hishaku have left no trace behind. However, they do know that Samura will be the easiest to find because of, well, the gigantic eye in the sky, which is being used as a giant detector for enchanted blades. However, what makes this a little complicated is that the Masumi want to knock some sense into Samura. Basically, they want to keep him alive. After all, he has a lifelong contract with the Tobimune. I can't imagine losing that would be a good thing for them, especially with the Kamunabi who want to kill him. But here is the crazy part and why this deadlock is so insane. Samura is the only one that can keep the pressure on the Hishaku, which is important because they don't need that extra pressure. I mean, this is insane. It's set up in such a way to where there needs to be some other party that comes in and takes advantage of the situation to break it up, so to speak. I mean, it's just very clever writing because it necessitates a fourth party, aka Chihiro and the Masumi. So they really ideally need info on the Hishaku. But here is the cool twist from this chapter. They got a plan, and oh boy, is it a good one. 1, Chihiro is not to draw his Inten, obviously. 2, Samura has a daughter. What? Turns out this daughter had actually died some years ago from acute heart failure. But here is the crazy part. Upon hearing of Chihiro's death, they connected the dots and they were led to believe that Samura severs the ties with people he cares about through death. Now, how they know this is because the one order that Samura ever gave them was to fake his daughter's death. This was a really cool twist that I did not see coming, and it adds so much to this chapter and to the rest of this arc. 3 years ago, the Kamunabi put their family under surveillance and protection, and since Samura couldn't handle his daughter being under that environment, and as well for the Kamunabi to use his daughter as some sort of leverage or worse, so she is now living under a secret identity. That changes a lot of the dynamic of Samura as a character, who before was just this badass guy causing a lot of chaos. I know, oversimplification, but in reality, Samura seems to be even more complicated than even I anticipated. It seems he is driven at the heart of it all by his family to some degree, and how he protects people is literally by killing them, or I guess severing ties, so it seems. But there is something even more heartbreaking about this as well, and we will get into that later. But the Kamunabi, being the Kamunabi, wouldn't rightfully give up pretty much anything, let alone something to Sumura, so they plan to use her as leverage. And despite her living apparently undetectable, they figured out a way to detect her. They essentially caught on through inconsistencies and phony medical records that she may be alive. Now, they don't know for sure, but they have a good feeling that Sumura's daughter, well, is amongst the living. And since they have a good feeling, then they know she is their target and their leverage to get Sumura to essentially stop the deadlock. Now, here is the crazy part. His daughter had a spell on her that effectively stops her from not only remembering who she is, but also from anyone else knowing she is Sumura's daughter. He did this to make sure that she was well protected, which makes sense. After all, you don't want people to know she's your daughter, so in the process, you'll have to make her forget maybe even about you and everyone else, even her own identity. She doesn't even know that she is Sumura's daughter. That's really cool and sad, and I do gotta ask, is Sumura the only person to know about this still? If so, that absolutely puts Sumura into a very special category, unlike any other in Kagurabachi. Thankfully, they're able to detect if the spell is broken or not thanks to Masumi with the face tattoo. And let me tell you, this guy knows how to draw women. I don't care what he says, he's great at it, and she is mega cute. So just to be sure, they plan to take, why did I even say any of that? They plan to take his daughter into custody so that they can basically just make sure the deadlock remains in play, as that is important for the Masumi and Chihiro to have so that they can stop chaos from breaking out and just having a solid plan that won't change a billion times. And guys, I can't believe I'm saying this, but she is in Kyoto. Under that gigantic looking eye, and oh man, I got so many flashbacks, so many, ugh. But yeah, this eye is so menacing. Just imagine living in Kyoto and looking up and seeing the fucking eye of Sauron staring back at you.
He's just standing there, menacingly.
Also, damn, that is some good ass art, isn't it? Anyways, anytime I see a woman in Kagurabachi, it replays in my head that I just can't. Guys, I just can't. Anytime I see a woman in Kagurabachi, it just replays in my head that he feels he can't draw women. Then I look at this cute ass Hishaku girl, or the Masumi tattoo lady, or the Hiyuki, and suddenly I'm howling at the moon. Speaking of the Hishaku girl, she is introduced along with Kukuri, who is totally not Yuta Akatsa, who has a unrequited love for his blade as it's still contracted to someone else, and well, the Hishaku girl thinks that is gross. I'm sorry, that was just funny. I think it's because she's just so forward with it. I can't wait to see what she's like in the anime. Also, Hirohiko got his arms back and now he's turned into Mahito for some reason, you know? I guess this is where the saying I don't make the rules comes in, but I love it. I loved this scene. This was one of my favorite moments of this chapter besides the whole daughter thing. But also, this Hishaku girl may be cute, but she is not someone you should be around because upon hearing that their job is to kidnap a kid, she thinks that it's quite fun. Yeah, fun. You know, actually, now that I think about it, who am I kidding? I'm like Hiyuki's #1 fanboy. I'm pretty much okay with this, but their plan is to essentially wait it out to kidnap Sumura's daughter as we see the menacing eye in the sky in none other than, wait a moment. No, there is no way they're about to have Toji come in here and kill this kid too. Well, now I'm scared. Either way, this was another really good chapter of Kagurabachi. The twist with Sumura's daughter was very good and made me really interested to see just what they do going forward with this character. I think this very well could be another situation where they take the girl and she ends up being super duper Genki and super duper dead like she was before being reincarnated from Jujutsu Kaisen. However, I could also see them playing up a different angle here and having the focus be on the spell being broken and her realizing who she is and actually choosing to know the truth despite everything, because what we do know is that Sumura put this spell on her. We don't know if she agreed to do it. We also don't know what their relationship was like either. So we don't know if he was a bad or good dad. And I think a big focus in this arc because of this will be on Sumura's daughter, and I think she's absolutely getting that spell broken, and we'll probably be focusing on the fatherly side of Sumura's personality, which will most likely challenge himself to fight even harder in his battles. Heck, it would be even more interesting to see her join Chihiro's Kagurabachi. Holy crap, that was a horrible pun. And being a regular cast member too, at least in the supporting cast, but we've yet to see what this character is even like, so I'm not gonna think that too far ahead. We'll have to see, but I miss Hiyuki already, so please add more Hiyuki in this arc. We need more flame boners. Guys, this is my first Kagurabachi video, so I challenge you to get this video to 200 likes and see if we can get 5 people to subscribe. Doing so will let me know you want to see more Kagurabachi on the channel. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye-bye.